I'm gonna do percents made easy part two, and this is another topic that I absolutely love. And the reason why I love it is because it's super useful. I love it like the way I love prime numbers. If you understand how to do them and you understand how they work, they can be used for all sorts of things. So I'm going to show you how to do some percents. And I don't want you just to watch what I'm doing. I want you to actually try this as well, because, like I said, there's all sorts of ways you can do it, and the um, applications are immense. So here we go. In 10 years' time, you'll meet up with your favorite math teacher. I'm not going to tell you what his name is. I mean, I'm sure he's probably just your favorite person ever. So, but you'll meet up with him, and then you're going to go out for dinner, and he insists on paying because he's such a wonderful person. Anyway, you offer to leave the tip. Now, I'm going to tell you to leave he's going to tell you to leave $16. You do some quick calculations and realize how much the bill is. And the reason why you know how much the bill is because he knows that you're leaving the tip, so he's going to say that you should leave 20%. So what we're really trying to do is we're trying to find out what the total is. So what's the total? But I do know that 20% of the total is $16. So I'm going to do this a couple different ways. And so over here, what I have is this. I know that 20% is going to be $16. So what I can do is this. I can say, well, I don't know how much my total is, but if this is 20%, and this is 20%, that's 40%, that's 20%, that's 60%, 20%, that's 80%, that's 100%. Well, the total is 100%, so I know that $16 is 20%. If you'll notice, these are all 20%, so these are all $16. So all I did was I broke this bar into 100% by using 20s. So I need 5 groups of 20, which means I have 5 groups of 16. 5 times 16 is $80. And that's the first way I'm going to do it. The second way I'm going to do it is actually very similar. I have, if you look up here, I color coded everything. This is 100%. And this is basically the same idea, just a little bit expanded. And I probably should have done this one first. I actually have 20%. All right, so this is 20%. 1, 2, 3. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's 100%. I only have 20%. My total, my whole thing, I don't know. But I know that 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that this is 16. And if that's 16, now I'm looking for, the only one I don't have is my whole. How much was my whole or my total? But that's 16. Once again, we said 16 times 5 is 80. And you'll see that these two, 100% is, or 80 is 100%, just like 16 is 20%. And that's why I like this picture so much, because you can see the direct comparison. 16 is 20%, just like 80 is 100%. The other way of doing this, which is actually quite clever, and probably the simplest of all, is just know that 20% can be rewritten as a decimal. 20% is really 20 out of 100. And you should know this. 20 out of 100 is really we could say it's 20 hundredths, which is the same as 2 tenths. So I can rewrite this as 0.2, 2 tenths, of, in this case, means to multiply. So 0.2 of how much? We don't know. So that's my unknown. Is means equals 16. So now it's a one-step equation. I have 2 tenths of x is equal to 16. Well, in order to get rid of the 2 tenths and make that x my only, to make that my value, I just divide by 0.2. I get x equals 16 over 2 tenths. Now, you're going to have to use your calculator for that. Or you could actually do something. I'm going to show you a little trick. This is actually quite clever. 16 over 0.2 over 2 tenths. If I multiply both sides by 10, because I want that to become 2, I'd get 16 times 10 over 2 tenths times 10. That is not what I wanted. 16 times 10 over 2 tenths times 10. That would give me 160 divided by 2, which is in fact 80. If you don't want to do that, skip that whole step and ignore everything I just said, but it is a pretty good trick. It's not really a trick, it's actual decent mathematics. Anyway, once again, your value is 80, and that's the idea. So, if you are looking for the total, I've just given you 3 different options in finding it. They all end up being the same thing. They all end up being $80, and it kind of requires you to understand how fractions work and how percents work, but using pictures really, really helps. By the way, I'm going to do one last